Hey y'all. Well, the video that you're about to see, I recorded a week or two ago, and it is giving you a glimpse at a smidgen of my cookbooks. And I think I mentioned in this that's upcoming here, I have too many cookbooks. I've gotten rid of not hundreds, but tens and tens through the years. And I've not got hundreds, but I've got tens and tens more now. But I want to tell you, invite you to visit another channel. This isn't a collaboration, but it's just to tell you that Karina at Life's Little Things has done the same thing. She's got a video about her favorite cookbooks. So, I don't know, I just thought it'd be neat to tell you about that, and you could hop over and visit her channel. And if you have a YouTube channel, why don't you go ahead and we'll make this not a collaboration, but I invite you to make a video of your cookbook collection or your favorite cookbooks and mention Heritage Ways in that video, or put it in the title or something so that I will see it. Let me know so I'll see it. And I would love to see that. And if you don't have a YouTube channel, that's great too. You can list down below. Tell us your favorite cookbooks. Tell us if you have any like the ones I have. I didn't show you these in the video that you're about to see here, but these are just some of I've got so many, and my mom passed, y'all know that, and I got hers too. I divvied hers up between my daughters-in-law and my daughter, so or anybody else who needed or wanted some. But I've got all these from the 60s and just so many cookbooks. I've got these that were my great-great-grandmother's. And so anyway, I hope you enjoy this video that you're about to watch and see. I'm stuck there. See a little bit about our cookbook, my cookbook collection. Thanks y'all for watching. Welcome y'all. I have just finished the video of giving the tour of the kitchen, and I want to show you another area here, and so make sure you watch the kitchen tour video. It was very requested. This is, the kitchen has always been my favorite room of the house. So right now, for purposes of this video, I want to talk to you about cookbooks for just a minute. Now, this is by no means my cookbook collection. I will say, and I've never counted, but I've probably got, well, at one time, I don't know, I may have had 200 or 300, I don't know how many I've had. And there was a time when I've weeded through them, a couple other times in my life when I was trying to simplify a little bit, and I got rid of cookbooks that weren't dear to me or I never used or whatever. What I'm going to show you today, and I've got more packed away that I'm not willing to get rid of, as well as the ones we have gotten rid of for the Heritage Homestead Journey. But what I want to show you today is what's on this shelf. And this, well, kind of shelf and a half. These are the ones that I use regularly. I will take maybe one or two of these on the RV with us, our Heritage Homestead Journey, but I'm not going to get rid of them. Now, these down below here, those are Little Miss Homemaker's collection. And I'm showing you this in the hopes it'll give you some ideas for some great cookbooks. Okay, these three have something in common. These two are kind of like, or write your own cookbooks. Y'all familiar with that? I've told you about this before in several recipes, videos that I've done. So this is one that I guess Mama started it for me, and she wrote some recipes. I've had some ladies write their handwritten recipes. Yeah, it says, Dear Katie, enjoy using this cookbook as much as you have always enjoyed cooking when growing up. I love you, Mama. 1990. So she gave that to me for my birthday, August 15th. And she gave that to me in 1990. Okay, this one, I got this particular one. It was empty when we got married, but this is I've touched this more in our marriage than any other cookbook. And these are recipe cards that I have added, and they are just a lot of my go-to. Sometimes, most go-to, I have them memorized. But some I don't for some weird reason. So I always go to this cookbook. I like the look of it too. This is a great wedding gift, any kind of gift, housewarming gift. So y'all think of that when you're thinking of what to give new cooks or brides or homeowners or whatever. This one is the one that my Aunt Coco has written and or wrote, and I've also stuck some recipes in here. I talk about Uncle Pete and Aunt Coco in several of our videos and our Instagram posts. So this is one she wrote, and she put a lot of family history in this, and this is just invaluable to me. We have copies for every member of the family and extended family, so that's awesome. This one is the one that I want to say have written. This is the preliminary copy that I gave to my mother, and she was able to look at it a week before she passed, and she said she was very proud of me. And so I'm almost thinking I'm going to call it quits and then just call it my first cookbook and start working on my second, because I think I will never be done if I don't do that. But even in the back of this, I've got a record of company meals. Now, this is meant to be my legacy for my descendants. I don't expect anybody to be interested in this except my children and grandchildren, whom I hope will be. But it's just meant to be my legacy. It's got stories, almost a story for every recipe, where it came from, how it was used, any kind of history, anything like that. And in the back, I've got a record of company meals and special occasions, and I've got pretty much anytime I have company. Now, my first entry is 2006, and that may have been when I started writing down the occasion and what I served, who came, and what they brought. So that's 12 years of that. I'm missing just a few times there, but that's what that is. So I don't even know if that's going to be helpful or interesting. Okay, so then what we have down here, some of my favorites. Remember that now. All right, my paternal family lives in mid-Ohio with the Amish, in the Amish community. So, all kinds of extended family and so forth. So Amish culture is very dear to me, and I have a lot of Amish friends. Okay, we have this cookbook. It's an Amish cookbook, and it is so used. I mean, it's so used. It's awesome. It's called the Miller Family Cookbook. If you want more information, I'm going to kind of go fast. So if you want more information, y'all just ask me. This is a good one as well. It's Wonderful Good Cooking. And it says from Amish Country Kitchens. Mama gave that to me in 2003. And it has Amish history in it. So that's kind of neat. The history of their church, the history of their people. I kind of like that. It's not my favorite Amish cookbook, but I like it because of that history. All right, and when we got married, my Aunt Penny took the time to write out all these recipes on these cards. And so I have this box. A lot of these I have memorized, so I don't have to refer to them, but they're right here if I want to. And then this is a box that was given to us when we got married. A little lady made this, and I have enjoyed using this through the years, but I've got my own. This is mostly the Taste of Home recipes. Are y'all familiar with Taste of Home magazine? And I don't get it anymore because it kind of changed and it's not like it used to be, I don't think. But that's what this is, all the recipes that I cut out. I don't much anymore, but that's the ones I cut out at one time. So let's just grab these. Okay, this is a good one. I've cooked from this one. Can't remember the recipe. Oh, the hash brown casserole. I'm pretty sure that one came out of this cookbook. And this is from the Mooresville, Tennessee community where my daddy preached for years. This one I like. It's not what I would call an ultra favorite, but I like it because it's unique stories and recipes of the Great Depression of the 1930s. There are a lot of volumes, and I only own volume 5, but I really, really enjoy it. Y'all should know, I read recipes like they are novel. I mean, I read cookbooks like they are novels. Like, if we're going, like most people, if they were to go to the beach, they would take a novel. I would take 2 cookbooks. And I literally read it all. I know, that's strange. Okay, some of my very, very favorites, and especially when we were in a time of, now I still try to be frugal, of course, but you know, there are times in your life you have to be more frugal than other times. And probably when my 3 big boys were younger, and we got into some debt that we shouldn't have, and we talk about that in a video. We share that with you, and we're really open about that. And I had quit teaching school, and so we were learning at the time to live on one income. Very favorites. Cheap Eating by Pat Edwards. Love it. I mean, the thing is torn up. It is earmarked. It is dog-eared. It's got post-it note things. I mean, love this thing. It's not just a cookbook. You can read, you know, articles, cutting corners, the smart way, shopping, you know, you can read about it. And then there are recipes in the back. I love this cookbook. Eating Healthy for $50 a Week. This is torn up too. Rhonda Barfield. Great book as well. I don't know if it's still in, I don't know if any of these are still in print. I don't know. Maybe eBay. I don't know. See, I bought this in 1999. Loved it. I mean, I pretty much have this book memorized. And you know what? Pulling this out makes me think I'm gonna revert back to that to try to save some money on the RV. This one's a really good one. It's by the Mennonites. Whoa, I've got recipes everywhere as bookmarkers. It's More with Less cookbook. It does emphasize less protein, which, you know, and more soybeans, but you know, take what you can, take what you want, take your culinary belief and go with it. I love this cookbook. It was printed in the 70s, I think. 1976. This one's great, and I didn't know, Katie, I didn't know that they have these ladies have a YouTube channel. I mean, it's Living on a Dime. I believe it is. YouTube channel. Forgive me for not knowing that before now. I'm just not with it. But Dining on a Dime cookbook, I've used this for years. I don't even know when it first came out, but I bought it when it did. It says 2009. Yeah, I love this one too. It's great. Great, great, great. All right, here's some more. Now, this is a good one for learning about uses of apple cider vinegar. It's not especially a cookbook, but it's good, handy reference. This is another great one that I had. These two that I had at the time that I was talking about when the big boys were little and I was really learning how to be frugal in the kitchen. Miserly Meals and Miserly Moms. Really, really good. I've marked in them. I've made notes and that kind of thing. Great, great, great. Now, this is one of my favorites too. There are 2 or 3 recipes in it I refer to yearly. So, The Perfect Mix and by Diane Phillips. This one, I've got it open to the recipe that I probably use the most, which is the sausage swirls. And if you follow us on Instagram, I made those the other day in the Insta stories called sausage pinwheels. And those who were following on the Insta story were the only ones that got that recipe. They were special that day. All right, this is not, I don't know exactly why it's down here. It's not one of my favorites, but it's kind of a newer one, so I haven't, it does have some markings and notes, so I've looked at it and gone by it, but this may be one of my favorites in the future, but Wholesome Sugar-Free Cooking. I got that at the bulk food store, Amish bulk food store. Old Timey Recipes, and this came from, I'm not quite sure where I got this, but anyway, I guess it doesn't matter. But it's just old timey recipes, like it says. May have come from my Aunt Coco's stash. This is a juice cookbook for juice recipes. And then this is one of my favorites too. It's a Lipscomb University out of Nashville, Tennessee. It's their cookbook that the ladies auxiliary or the ladies group got together. And this has been a really good one for me to, it's got a lot of good recipes in it. I don't expect you can get that again. Hey, and I'd be interested to know if any of y'all have any of these cookbooks and if you love them. our other friends and viewers would be interested in that as well, I bet. And this is just things I found in Mama's stash when she passed. Sorry about the screen door. When she passed, just some old cookbooks from Nashville. Mama was a member of the Home Demonstration Club, and somebody listening or watching might know more than I do about it. But it's like a home ec club, and I envy that time. I wish our era had things like that. Like ladies who got together, who believed that homemaking was a biblical calling, that the Lord wanted us to be home and build a home, and not to say that you're not a biblical woman if you don't, because I've been there, done that, so I would be saying that about myself. But there was a time, at least maybe it's just me thinking it was that way, but when I was a little girl, I feel like the things that I heard or saw from my mama, that just homemaking was more, can I say, glorified, maybe? Nowadays, I'm afraid sometimes they say, oh, like just the other day, we were having to fill out some paperwork. She said, how long have you been unemployed? And I said, I wanted to be smart, Ellie. How long have you been unemployed? Well, what I thought I heard was, how long have you had a no-count job sitting at home doing nothing? And I know she might not have meant that, but... So, back to the point here. My mama and Miss Daisy King, were part of the Home Demonstration Club together in Nashville, and they were friends, and I've got all of Miss Daisy's original recipes. Well, she went on to be somebody. And she had tea rooms in Franklin, Tennessee, and she's got all kinds of cookbooks. And my mama owned them all and got them autographed and stuff. And so maybe just the difference in the two was Miss Daisy had more ambition or opportunities to make cookbooks. So I don't know, somehow I'm going to learn something from that. I don't know. But anyway, it was one of my favorites. Miss Daisy Celebrates Tennessee. It was put out, she says, to Katie, Celebrate Tennessee. Love, Daisy King, August 15th, 1996, happy birthday. And a mama wrote on here, happy 29th birthday, Katie. I met Miss Daisy in 1966, and she's a lovely lady. So yeah, she met before I was born. They met. Great recipes in this one, so if you can find it on eBay, that'd be worth it in my opinion. It's got some Tennessee history in the margins. Okie doke, we got crock pot cookbooks. We've got my Nourishing Broth, Nourishing Traditions. I've got my Nourishing Traditions marked up. The Nourishing Broth I've not studied as much yet. And then going on further, I've got my Trim Healthy Mama Cookbook and my Meal Plan book. Naturally Great Foods Cookbook. And this is from my Aunt Linda. She says, to my wonderful niece who is a great mommy. Love Aunt Linda. And it's the 1970s, I'm sure it is, 77. It's a really good cookbook as well. And if you're interested in whole grains, whole eating. This is one that I haven't had a lot of time yet to peruse, but I'm going to. Miss Mary Bobo's Boarding House Cookbook. I had wanted this cookbook for years and years and years. And my husband and older children, well, we all went to Miss Mary Bobo's to eat in Lynchburg, Tennessee for my birthday one year. And my oldest son and his wife bought this book for me. So this is one I'm probably going to take on the RV just to catch up. Like I said, I read them like books. And this is one that I stuck down here. It was my mother's. And I'm planning to look that a little further. Look at that. And then this is a raw food cookbook. Now, this is written by Serene. The same author, Pearl and Serene, wrote the Trim Healthy Mama cookbooks. So Pearl would not, Serene doesn't live by the raw food mantra anymore or belief anymore. In fact, she kind of denounces that. She explains why. but this is still a good cookbook if you keep in mind balance. I mean, there are some really great recipes in here, whatever plan you do. So this, I kept this, I love this, and I've met Serene a couple times. She lives not far from us, and I've talked to her personally, privately, and then heard her speak. So anyway, that's about it. I've got some sitting up here. Now, remember I said a lot are packed, and then I got rid of a lot. But these up here are some, yes, that I acquired since I have packed my cookbooks, and because they're ones that I don't think I would find again later. Okay, I found this one in the giveaway pile, well, the dollar pile at the library. Can the Greeks Cook? And it's a 1950s cookbook, so I had to have that one. This is just great chefs of historic Alexandria, and the idea appealed to me, so I will look at this and decide if I'm going to keep it or not keep it. But sourdough cookbooks I've acquired. This one I found at Goodwill, Alaska Sourdough. It actually tells the history of sourdough, which I thought was fun and neat to learn. This is Adventure in Sourdough Baking. I found that, I think, at the giveaway pile at the library, so want to learn more about sourdough. And these three are shaker recipes. Pleasant Hill Shaker Village is in Kentucky. There are two of them, but I've been to the one, it's near Lexington, Kentucky, kind of, sort of. And I went for a sabbatical one time. It's just, and we've been 2 or 3 times as a family. Just a nice place to go. All right. These two, I love these cookbooks. You know what? If you eat in there, it's called the Trustee's House, and if it's where they serve their meals. If you eat there, then you're going to want to, you would understand why I wanted to own these books. I mean, their food is simple and delicious. Simply delicious. Simple and delicious. In fact, eating there would rank as one of the top 10 meals I've ever had in my life. There you go. And this one is Shaker Recipes and Formulas for Cooks and Homemakers. And it's hundreds of practical hints and recipes, dyes, cleaning agents, medicines, vegetarian dishes, breads, frozen dessert sauces, and much more. And I got this at the library. You can get like a whole bag for $1, so that's what I'm referencing there. Okay, well, that is just my all-time favorites, and a lot of my all-time favorites are in this cookbook that I've written, so I don't have the cookbooks themselves sitting right in front of us, you know. So this encompasses a lot of the favorites, and a lot of recipes I just made up, honestly. So that's it. I would love to hear your favorite cookbooks like that are heritage items. I would like to hear your favorite cookbooks for cooking frugally. Just, I love cookbook talk. Thanks for joining us, y'all, and I really wish you would follow us on Instagram because we have a lot going on over there. And we, of course, are here, and I'd love for you to subscribe. It would really help our channel if you would subscribe. And we're on Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest. And we have a website. It is called www.heritageways.com. I do my best to keep up with all of that. Plus, I am involved in a new podcast, which I will tell you about in a different video. I'm so excited about. We're trying to move. I homeschool. And I'm overwhelmed, but life has never been better. So thanks for joining us, y'all. Come back next time.